Well, it's gladiola time. I've got some gladiola bulbs here from last fall. Looks like they're about ready to be put in. So I'm going to go ahead, show you guys some content on the way I do it. And everybody may have their own way of planting them, but I find this is successful for myself. I go ahead and I like to plant them in clusters. Now, some of the bulbs that I have here, as you can see, are a little bit bigger than some of the other ones that I have. Now, I got two different sizes. One size will get probably about 36 inches tall, and then I do have another gladiola that they call half the size, which I really enjoy because you can put them in your pots on your patio or put them in pots by your front entrance, and they only get half the size. You don't have to worry about them falling over and drooping and staking them up and things like that. So I'm going to mix them up here in my little area. I've got it already dug out just to save some time. I'm probably about 4 to 5 inches deep, which is adequate enough. With the larger bulbs, I would suggest that you go at least 4 to 5. The smaller ones, you can go 3 to 4. But I'm going to plant all of them 4 to 5. And as I go ahead and I start planting, I'm going to kind of check to see if they're firm and solid, because that's what you want to have when you put them into the ground. So I went ahead and got my handy dandy knee pads on. I should have started wearing these 20 years ago. My knees would probably feel a lot better now, but you know, you live and learn. So I'm going to go ahead, get myself into the whole midst of this thing, and I'm going to just go ahead and start planting them. And I'm going to plant them pretty close together. So I'm going to go ahead, just keep throwing them in here. And what comes up, and that's why I like to go ahead and put them close together. Now, the one so far that I've been putting here in the ground, now here's one that's pretty moldy, so we're just going to leave that one out. Now here's a smaller one. I'm just going to randomly put them in here. Now this one here feels pretty soft. It actually really doesn't look very good. Looks like that's kind of rotted also. So as you're putting them in the ground, but I mean, if you're buying them new, you probably won't have this issue, but I go ahead and I lift them in the winter time, early winter, late fall, and then I store them. Here's another one. So, and then I just let them dry out over the winter. And then I have something to plant in the spring. As you well know, everything's getting expensive. If I can cut corners somewhere along the line and save a couple bucks here and there, I will. A lot of people don't like to lift them out in late fall, but they enjoy watching the colors in the summer. Yeah, it's kind of a pain in the butt in the fall. You got to go ahead and dig them up, but that's why I kind of like to go ahead and put them in clusters, because when you dig them, you'll get 2 or 3 of them at a time, and it won't take quite so long. I've got maybe a half a dozen that are not very good, but I broke some of the bulbs off. You'll get little tiny ones that'll start to develop on some of these bulbs, and I just take them off and don't even bother with them. Now we got a pretty good separation here with everything. And then what I'm going to do is, would you like to grab that bone meal for me, my daughter? Thank you. All right. So, I like to use bone meal. If anybody's been following my videos, this is one of my favorite fertilizers. So, I'm going to go ahead and put it in here nicely. wear gloves. I think most of my videos you see me wearing gloves just to protect your hands and all the toxics, but this is an organic fertilizer. But still, you don't want that stuff on your hands. So now I'm just going to go ahead. As you can see, it's pretty dry. So that 2 inches of rain that we got coming is very, very well accepted. So I'm just going to go ahead, cover it up. There's a little moisture in it, but there isn't much. I've been watering already, and we're only in the end of, coming into the end of May. So we've had some hot temperatures of 88 degrees. Everything's been drying out. Kind of early for all that kind of stuff to happen. But, you know, it is what it is. What are you going to do? But I think we're going to get a little savior of rain this evening, and it looks like a good soaker all day tomorrow. So I'm just going to go ahead and get this all taken care of. Going to break things up. And over here. And I'm not going to even bother watering it in because Mother Nature is going to take care of that for us tonight and all day tomorrow. Now, we weren't going to be getting any rain. Yes, I'd go ahead and I definitely would soak them in because they've been sitting dormant all winter. Giving them some moisture to get them jump started would probably be a good idea. Now, I'm just going to finish up here, and I'm going to take a couple more handfuls and sprinkle it over the top since we're going to get a good soaking rain. These bulbs will get a nice jump start. I'm just going to rub it in here a little bit. And voila, there we are. Mission accomplished. So this is just the way I go ahead and do it. A lot of people like to go ahead and put the gladiolas in rows. I like to put it in clusters. I think there's the color is a lot more vibrant, and if you got all different colors of bulbs, that kind of makes it even better. So Northeast Iowa, give me a thumbs up and subscribe. Other than that, happy gardening.